They just want to, have cuddles and loves and sprawl out all over your sofa.
They are such a lazy breed, they'll sleep most of the time when you're out.
They are lovely, really lovely dogs, and I would, if I could, I would have 1, 2, maybe 3.
When you think of greyhounds, you're probably picturing them here, racing round a track, doing what they were born and bred for. But what happens when the stadium empties and the crowd goes home? What happens when a greyhound reaches the end of their racing career? Some of the greyhounds that retire from racing end up here at one of the Retired Greyhound Trust's 70 branches across Britain. This is Croftview Kennels in Harwell, Kent, and they help rehome the 8,000 greyhounds that are retiring from racing every year. Stacey has been looking after greyhounds here for 8 years.
When a dog retires from racing, majority of the time they'll stay with the trainer for a little while, and then the trainer gets in contact with us and lets us know what dogs they've got up for homing. And then as soon as we've got a space, we work through our list and get them in. We have up to 40 dogs at one time.
At first glance, greyhounds might not look like they make the best pets. They're big dogs, and on the track they can reach speeds of 70 kilometres an hour, but they're also very gentle, loving and incredibly lazy. My family's had retired greyhounds as pets for the past 4 years. At the moment we have Mac, a 5-year-old brindle who's thoroughly enjoying his retirement. Croftview rehomes up to 20 greyhounds a month, but for every dog that goes, there's another one waiting for that space. One of the biggest problems for the kennels is that people just don't think greyhounds make good pets.
They think because they're racing dogs that they need loads and loads of exercise. They don't, they're lazy. 2 20-minute walks a day for the majority of the dogs is more than enough. They'd rather have a 5 or 10-minute scoot around your garden and then sleep for the rest of the day and then their walk, rather than hours-long walk and running right off lead like your normal pet dog would. I mean, they're difficult in a way because they've not been socialised, but it's the same as getting a puppy. You take them to classes, walk them with seeing dogs around your area. I mean, they're not house trained, but they're kennel trained. So they're actually pretty easy to house train as long as you put them out often enough because they're used to routine.
Most people see greyhounds as having one purpose: making money for owners, trainers and gamblers at the racetrack. And although greyhounds are becoming more popular as pets, people still have misconceptions about the breed.
Obviously they come in and say, oh, that's big dog. It's like, well, yes, generally they are big dogs, but they do curl up into little small balls sometimes, and they'll take up no more room than a normal average, Labrador or Border Collie or anything like that, and they're just less work in some ways because they just want to please you. They're people pleasers. They don't want to be told off.
From all the barking in the kennels, you might get the impression that greyhounds are a loud and noisy breed. But once you get them in a home, you'll rarely hear a peep out of them. They spend most of their time sleeping.
I've never ever met a greyhound before, only at the racetrack when I've been, a few times. And I can't believe how lovely, friendly and addictive they are. My friend's got a greyhound. She lives in a flat and he's the biggest greyhound I've ever seen. She wanted a little Bichon Frise, which is like that big and fluffy, and now she's got like a greyhound that's about 6 foot and all he does is sleep, and he's amazing.
The dogs are well looked after here at the kennels, and while some will try to lick you to death, they're all just desperate to be given a home. Recently, I've been following the story of one particular greyhound from racetrack through to retirement. You've just seen Kerry in her racing days when she was known as Bubba Blue. She ran 27 races throughout her career and won 2 of them, and retired at the age of 3. She's been waiting here at Croftview Kennels for her forever home for a few months, and she's going home to her family tomorrow. Her new owners call her Cherry, and she's now getting the retirement she deserves. I found out how the rehoming process has been.
Considering she's come from kennels, she's been very good. But we had a few teething problems. Probably that's the right word, because she's a bit of a chewer. She does like chewing things. She's fascinated with wood. She loves wood, as our table will tell you.
So they go out the corners.
Just a couple of little nibbles.
3 or 4 weeks that was.
But now that all seems to have stopped. So there obviously is a changeover in terms of their behaviour and all the rest of it. But then it seems that once they settle down again, she's absolutely fine.
The problems that I expected, I didn't get, as in the house training, because they said she is clean in her kennel, but she's never known a home or a family life. So I was expecting to have to train her like a puppy. But as of yet, we've had no problem indoors, not even so much as a dribble.
Nothing.
She's been
Nothing
brilliant.
at all in all the time we've had her. So that's unbelievable in itself, really.
Like most greyhounds, Mac and Cherry still love to run, but they do get tired quickly, and after a short sprint, they'd much rather get back to their nice cosy bed or sofa. Mac and Cherry are two of the fortunate ones. They both have loving homes and are enjoying their retirement. Other greyhounds aren't so lucky. Across the globe, greyhounds make the headlines as victims of cruelty and abuse, while racing and after they retire. Many of their stories end without them getting any peace or comfort. But some charities believe there are plenty of owners and trainers out there who do care.
Unfortunately, the bad ones will always make the news, and that's the thing that some of the anti-racing groups and some of those that look for problems, they will find, rather than the massive amount of good ones. Greyhounds, the laws that are there to protect them from the sport and other things, they probably have more laws to protect them than any other breed. Bear in mind, any pet owner can take any animal into the vet and ask the vet to put the dog down, put the animal down, regardless whether it's healthy or not. They can ask them to put them down. You are the owner of the animal. And there are far more healthy pet animals put down than greyhounds when they finish racing. Yes, I do think owners and trainers should do the right thing when they retire, when their dogs retire, and they should do everything they can to find them good homes.
The governing body for greyhound racing in the UK says that most owners take their responsibilities seriously and find a home for their greyhound once it retires. The Retired Greyhound Trust, which is funded by the board, is on hand to help owners unable to keep their greyhound at home. We are striving to ensure that no greyhound is unnecessarily put down once its racing career is over. A few months ago, MPs said that bookmakers who profit from greyhound racing need to pay towards the welfare of the dogs once they retire. There's still work to be done to make sure that every greyhound that finishes racing gets the retirement they deserve.
We've rehomed now 1,440 different greyhounds, so since we started in December 1998. So we've found lots of owners and people that care enormously about the dogs and realise what good pets they make.
You might sometimes see greyhounds out in public wearing muzzles. This is because they have a natural chase instinct which is difficult to suppress. But once you get to know their personality, it's safe to walk some of them without a muzzle. Most retired greyhounds are also great around children.
I mean, they suit any sort of lifestyle. So if you work all day, that's fine. They're happy. As long as you get the right sort of age and temperament, they're happy to go and sleep the majority of the day and have their walk at lunchtime. If you've got kids, they're great with kids. There's some misconceptions about them with other breeds of dogs because they're not socialised. You can get them to socialise and you can do it quite quickly.
As they've been around their own kind all throughout their racing life, greyhounds do still like the occasional get-together with their fellow retirees. This is a rainy Christmas barbecue for greyhounds who have been rehomed. There was even a fancy dress competition that some took more seriously than others. Most people who know the breed would agree that greyhounds make wonderful pets. So if you're ever looking to give a dog a home, remember there are plenty of retired greyhounds out there, patiently waiting.